We are observing Indigenous Peoples Day with an exclusive look at the effort to uncover hidden history at Washington's Fort Simcoe State Park on the Yakima Reservation.
And after a long stretch of beautiful weather, big changes are coming to your forecast for this week. We'll get to all the details in your First Alert weather forecast.
And Alaskan snow crab season canceled for the second year in a row. We're hearing from researchers as they're trying to get to the bottom of the population collapse.
This is Apple Valley News Now, Special Edition, on your side.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner. Now, while the federal government recognizes the second Monday in October as Columbus Day, many states, including Washington, have now renamed it Indigenous Peoples Day. Advocates say this is a time to celebrate Native American history and culture, but also to acknowledge the history of dispossession and violence against Indigenous people, especially in places where that history has been all but erased, like at the Fort Simcoe State Park on the Yakima Reservation. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell has this exclusive report.
This entire park is full of signage dedicated to its 3-year history as a military fort. There's a sign over to my left that shows the area where I'm standing used to be servants' quarters. But there's no signage anywhere for the fact that behind me for more than 60 years stood a building that was a children's dormitory. It housed Indian children who were forcibly removed from their homes and forced to abandon their native culture.
They weren't allowed to speak their native language, and any reference to their own culture was punished. Many had to abandon their own names and were given Christian names to use instead. They worked hard as laborers during the day, responsible for working the land and caring for the animals. One of the few places in the park that remains from the boarding school days is a jail, where children who disobeyed were kept in isolation, often without food.
It's not new to Native Americans. It's nothing new. It's something we've known about all of our lives, but it's just now being known to the public, the general public.
Records from that time are sparse, but researchers are convinced that somewhere on the property are unmarked graves of some of the children held here. Now, a group of volunteers is working hard to find them. At Fort Simcoe State Park, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
We're going to talk more about those efforts coming up later tonight after Monday Night Football. But for right now, let's switch over to talk about your forecast. We're starting to see another of those big weather changes, Stacey.
That's right, much cooler, and of course rain headed our way along with some gusty winds. We're seeing rain in the Yakima Valley right now. Just maybe a couple of sprinkles starting to pop up in the Tri-Cities, but again, big change from over the weekend. Here's what the next couple of days look like. Again, that system moved in off the coast earlier today. Here's some of the remnants later, and then we have another low pressure system coming in. Again, is going to bring lots of rain to the area tomorrow on and off throughout the day. Right now in our Dust Devil Skycam, it's 76 degrees. Winds are at 10 miles per hour. Our sunset at 6:21. Let's take a look at those temperatures. Again, much cooler too, going into the overnight lows down in the 40s and 50s, only jumping up to the mid 60s with a rainy day ahead of us. Look at the temperature swing tonight down in the 40s in the Yakima area, and again only climbing to barely over 60 degrees. So cloudy, breezy tonight. Again, some scattered showers through the area. Temperatures dropping in the 60s. They're going to stay there all week long. Rain and wind through Wednesday, and then that sunshine comes back on Thursday. All the details coming up in your First Alert full weather forecast. Alyssa.
Thanks, Stacey. Those colder temperatures mean it's time to talk about fire danger, and perfect timing, it is Fire Prevention Week. So officials say it's a good idea to make sure that everyone in your family is up to date on fire safety. We know it's important to keep anything that could catch fire away from things like heaters and candles. But fire officials say the most common cause of house fires is actually something you might do without even thinking about it.
This year's theme is actually cooking fires. #1 cause of residential structure fires in the city of Pasco, as well as nationwide. So I want people to think about cooking in your home. We do it every day, 3 or 4 times a day if you're like most homes. So it's easy to just not think about it. It just becomes routine.
So you should always stay in the kitchen when you have something on the stove. Keep your kids and pets at a safe distance. And fire officials also recommend that you use a timer anytime you have something in the oven, just to make sure that you don't forget about it. Healthcare workers with Kaiser Permanente Washington are set to vote this week on whether to authorize a strike. Now, their contract is set to expire at the end of this month. Kaiser Permanente Washington workers were not part of this historic 3-day strike that started last week. More than 75,000 healthcare workers walked off the job, demanding more help and higher pay. Now, unlike some of the other strikes we've seen this year, this was a temporary work stoppage, which ended Saturday as scheduled. But if they don't get a deal, and if Kaiser Permanente Washington workers vote to authorize a strike, we could see a longer walkout coming up in November. Pharmacies reportedly had to shut down at some Walgreens stores in Washington and Oregon today because of an informal walkout amid concerns about pharmacy staffing. Walgreens told CNN they couldn't address reports about specific locations, and they said the majority of pharmacies are open across the country. This follows a similar walkout at CVS locations in the Midwest that we saw last month. Many pharmacy workers say they are struggling to keep up with demand, and they say they're not getting the support they need from management. Today, union workers at Mack Trucks went on strike after voting down a 5-year contract proposal that negotiators had reached with the company. The United Auto Workers said 4,000 unionized workers walked out at 7 o'clock this morning, adding to the labor turmoil in the industry that's ensnared all 3 big Detroit automakers. Now, with those Mack truck workers joining the picket lines, the total number of United Auto Workers members that are on strike now exceeds 30,000 across 22 states. Now, on Friday, the union decided not to expand strikes to any more of the big 3 automaker plants for now because they say they're making progress, including a significant win with General Motors. Emily Schmidt has a look at the latest numbers.
Friday's United Auto Workers Union live stream began late and with a bang.
We have had a major breakthrough that has not only dramatically changed negotiations, but it's going to change the future of our union and the future of our industry.
Union President Shawn Fain says GM agreed in writing to cover future EV battery plant workers by the same labor agreement covering other GM union members, which the union considers critical in an evolving industry.
If they were to close an engine facility, where would those workers go if not to the new technology, which is batteries?
We are making significant progress. In just 3 weeks, we have moved these companies further than anyone thought was possible.
Fain says Ford's wage raise offers jumped from 9% to 23% during the strike, with GM and Stellantis offers around 20% over the 4-year contract, all less than the union wants.
We gotta stand up and come out.
More than 25,000 auto workers are on the picket line, getting $500 a week in strike benefits instead of a paycheck. The Anderson Economic Group estimates the strike cost the economy nearly $4 billion in its first 2 weeks.
I think we're at a point where it's a lose-lose. Now it's just a matter of how much does everybody want to lose.
Fain said Friday things are moving fast, though he did not say if an end is in sight. I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
Well, locally, we are sitting down with superintendents as we continue to kick off the 2023 school year, and we're asking what the most important things are to school districts, what problems education systems are facing. Here's a sneak peek at Apple Valley News Now's Riley Fitzgerald's Superintendent Sit-Down with Richland School District Superintendent Shelley Reidinger.
We have some great things that we've brought on board for the Richland School District, better communication with families through a new app. And so that's a goal to get that fully implemented. Also, we've kicked off our bilingual program, and so K1 at Tapta Elementary, and then we're implementing all our safety and security upgrades that the voters supported. So those are some of the big areas we're focusing on this school year.
We have a lot more from her to hear about. That's coming up on a special edition of Apple Valley News Now after the game. You can find the extended story online on our website, applevalleynewsnow.com. Alaska is canceling its snow crab season for the 2nd year in a row. While the red king crab fishing will be allowed in the Bering Sea for the first time in 2 years this fall, the snow crab population hasn't come back from its collapse, and researchers don't know why. So in 2020, fishers brought in around 45 million pounds of Alaskan snow crab. In 2021, that dropped to under 6 million pounds, forcing the state to cancel the season in 2022, now 2023 as well. They're hoping the population will recover.
We're trying to, err on the side of conservation and give them the best shot that they have for kind of thriving in the future, given the challenges that they're facing in the environment.
I do think for an Arctic species, the future is uncertain. Like I said, I'm an optimist, and I can only hope that the conditions continue to support, viable populations of snow crab.
Now, the worst part is, as I mentioned, scientists still don't know why the snow crab suddenly all but disappeared. NOAA is experimenting with pH and water temperatures to try to see what kinds of roles that ocean acidification or ocean warming might have played. They're also studying the effects of predators like cod. Making political headlines tonight, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says he will run for president as an independent candidate rather than challenging President Biden as a Democrat. Kennedy says he's offering an anti-corruption message. He's criticizing the two-party system and big corporations. But some of his siblings issued a joint statement today calling his decision to run against Biden in the general election, quote, dangerous to our country, adding, quote, he does not share the same values, vision, or judgment of their father. Now, a recent Reuters Ipsos poll showed that 14% of voters would support RFK Jr. in a three-way race that involved him, Biden, and Trump. While it's not enough to win, it could have a significant impact on the results of the 2024 election. The Yakima County Sheriff's Office says a man they believe committed a robbery in Toppenish last week is now behind bars. Deputies say about 5:30 p.m. on Wednesday, they got a 911 call from someone at the Easy Bucks store in Toppenish saying two people had broken into the store. Authorities say the suspect had a gun, pointed it at the person who called 911 and demanded money. But that person, police say, refused, and the suspects ran away.
Deputies were able to arrest at least one suspect, and we have information about the other person that was involved in the robbery as well.
Investigators say they were able to talk to a witness who was in the store at the time of the incident. They also looked through security camera footage to identify the suspect. Now let's talk about some big changes in your forecast. Taking a look outside, it looks pretty overcast out there. That's been kind of the story all day. We're seeing some color pop up on the radar. Stacey Lee is tracking all of that for us in your first alert forecast. And still ahead on Apple Valley News Now at 5, Israel declaring war, pounding the Gaza Strip after a terror attack that left hundreds of people dead on Saturday. We're talking about how this conflict could impact people here in the United States next.
Time for a new roof? Let M&M Roofing replace it with a product so good you'll never have to replace it again. Our roofs come with the limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again. Plus, receive $1,000 off your new siding project for new construction as well as remodels. So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
Did you see this? It says most people are going to need long-term care that health insurance and Medicare won't cover.
I saw that, and it got me thinking, if I need to pay for home modifications or in-home care, I am not prepared. Are you?
Not really. I mean, whatever happens, I just want to know that I'll be able to get care and stay in my own home as I age.
Right? I want that too. So,
Find out how the WA Cares Fund can help.
North Idaho's Priest Lake in early fall.
This time of year is my favorite. It is absolutely stunning. It's quiet, the lake is calm, the trees are turning.
Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
The next generation of streaming is here. Introducing Spectrum One Stream with internet, advanced Wi-Fi, mobile, and now TV with the all-new Xumo Stream Box. It's streaming simplified. Get Spectrum One Stream with fast and reliable internet for $49.99 a month. Free advanced Wi-Fi, a free unlimited mobile line, and a free Xumo Stream Box when you add Spectrum TV. Go to spectrum.com/stream, a Spectrum store, or call 833-976-4999.
Going up against Social Security for disability benefits when you can't work, that's scary. Going up against labor and industries for workers' comp when you're hurt at work, that's scary. But calling in Bothwell and Hamill, that gives you confidence. If you can't work or were hurt at work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call 509-584-4411 for a free consultation. Bothwell and Hamill.
It's a Saturday showdown in Seattle as the Oregon Ducks blow into Husky Stadium to battle Washington. The Ducks, the Huskies, their final regular season Pac-12 meeting ever. Watch Saturday at 12:30 on Apple Valley News Now. Portions of Apple Valley News Now sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Welcome back. Over the weekend, Hamas attacked Israel, killing hundreds of people, including at least 9 Americans. Israel responded by declaring war, launching deadly attacks and cutting off access to food, electricity to Gaza, which is a territory that Hamas has controlled for nearly 2 decades now. Now, there's been some concern about aid to Palestinians in Gaza possibly being misused by Hamas. The United States and the EU consider Hamas a terrorist organization. The United Nations technically does not, and the UN Secretary General has called on world leaders to continue delivering humanitarian aid to Palestinians in Gaza. Now, Gaza is more than 8,000 miles from eastern Washington, but just like we saw when Russia invaded Ukraine, there could be global ripple effects from this conflict. This morning, the New York Stock Exchange held a moment of silence for those impacted by the violence. The stock market fell early in the day, but it did stage a comeback in the afternoon, indicating that investors are feeling fairly confident that the fight will stay between Israel and Gaza. Now, we could see an impact on oil prices. Hamas has a lot of support among Middle Eastern countries, and while Israel is allied with most of Europe and North America. If other countries decide to get involved in the war, that could impact oil production. And on Capitol Hill, President Biden promised military support to Israel's prime minister, but new funding for Israel and Ukraine both has to go through Congress. Right now, Congress can't pass anything because the House has to elect a speaker before they do anything else. Congress was off today because of the holiday. Tomorrow, House Republicans are expected to start the process of electing a new speaker. First votes in that process, though, are not expected until Wednesday.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And let's look outside right now on our Skywatch radar. Again, we're seeing rain showers all down the Yakima Valley this evening. A few stray showers starting to pop up in the Tri-Cities, but again, very unsettled and scattered. We're going to see that intensify over the next 24 to 48 hours. Here's that system moving across with our satellite and radar view, and then the next system right behind it. So it's a 1-2 punch. This one being a little bit weaker, but here's what things are looking like for tomorrow. That's that system I just showed you a second ago. That's going to move in and bring a lot more rain from this upper level low again through the west side, eventually making it over the Cascade Mountains into the east side of the state up to Spokane, and then eventually into Idaho. So a lot of moisture, a lot of activity out of that. Most of the rain will be in the Cascades or the east slopes. We're talking a quarter to maybe a half an inch of rain showers, about 1/10 of an inch or less in the lower elevations. Here's our future cast. Again, we're seeing that those showers develop overnight tonight. Then we'll see cloudy skies. Here comes that next round tomorrow morning. Again, expect a rainy morning out the door. Going to need an umbrella there, and we'll see those showers continue on and off. This is lunchtime. Again, a nice big round of that, and then it gets a little bit more scattered and unsettled through the day. But again, going to see lots of rain coming out of this system pretty much into Wednesday as well. So wet, windy, and cooler, especially after we had such a nice weekend last weekend. Right now, 76 on our Dust Devil Skycam. Feels like 75. Our winds are light at 10 miles per hour. Our sunset at 6:21. Let's talk about those breezy to gusty winds. A little bit breezy tonight, mainly near Pendleton, but as those systems move through tomorrow morning, you'll start to see those winds picking up in the Columbia Basin and along the foothills of the Blues as the day progresses. Again, we'll see those winds come along with those showers, and then we're going to get very windy as we get into our Wednesday. 32-mile-an-hour gusts are predicted there on Wednesday morning. So some gusty, blustery days. Temperatures dropping. Again, our average is 70. Look where we were today, but look at the big drop off, nearly 10 full degrees, and we stay cool right on through the weekend. Here's Yakima again, average is 69, a nice above average temp today, but dropping well below the average for the rest of the week there as well. So look for much cooler temperatures around the area tonight. Cloudy, breezy with some scattered showers and overnight lows in the 40s. The cool spot there, Cle Elum at 42, 46 tonight for Toppenish and Yakima, as well as Sunnyside. Moving into the Columbia Basin, cloudy, breezy with scattered showers here as well, with temperatures in the 40s and 50s. The warm spot is Hermiston at 52, 48 tonight in Prosser, 51 in Tri-Cities. Taking a look at the foothills of the Blues, again, those 40s and 50s for our overnight lows. Tomorrow's daytime highs quite a bit cooler. You know, we're in the 70s today. Look at this, 60s through the area, and only getting up to 58 in Ellensburg tomorrow. So much cooler temperatures. So yep, kind of a whiplash effect. Let's plan your day tomorrow, though. It's going to be wet most of the day, a little chilly out the door. Definitely want to grab that umbrella. Tri-Cities tomorrow, again, look for those showers throughout the day and those gusty winds in the afternoon and the morning hours as well. Walla Walla will see some breezy and gusty winds with those temperatures again on the cool side. So short-term forecast, again, rainy couple of days. We get a break on Thursday. Same thing, Tri-Cities. We'll have some sunshine. Temperatures staying on the cool side, and in Walla Walla, wet for a couple of days. Look at the daytime high on Wednesday, 59 degrees. So much cooler, and again, a little bit of a break coming on Thursday. I'll get to your full 7-day planning forecast here in just a few minutes. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacey. And hey, we're bringing you the news a bit early this evening to make room for Monday Night Football. It's the Green Bay Packers visiting the Las Vegas Raiders at Allegiant Stadium tonight at 5. We'll be back with more local news after that game, usually around 8 o'clock.
North Idaho's Priest Lake in early fall. Fly the Northwest Tuesday.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right, all year round. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at GoKubota.com.
Our state has changed a lot in the last 140 years. We know because MultiCare has been here, guided by a single purpose, making our communities healthier. That comes from making courageous decisions, partnering with local communities to grow programs and services, and expanding healthcare access to those who need it most. Together, we're building a healthier future. MultiCare.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. I end up going to a dentist and he wants to charge over $600 for a night guard. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. This was a game changer. It's smaller than other night guards that I tried, which is a good thing because it doesn't make me gag. It could fit on the top or the bottom of the teeth. It's lightweight and super comfortable. Now the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to BruxNightGuard.com and order yours today. Your teeth will thank you for it in the morning.
Go to BruxNightGuard.com and use the promo code to activate your special TV offer. That's BruxNightGuard.com. Order today and take advantage of this special TV offer. Your teeth will thank you for it in the morning.
Honey, that was my brother. Can we bring him dinner tomorrow? He's been having a hard time since his accident.
Of course. I know it's been tough. There's so many costs that his insurance doesn't even cover.
I know. The ramp to his front door, transportation, meal preparation. What if something happens to one of us?
We should plan to sit down soon. We can look through the long-term care benefits that we're earning with WA Cares.
Find out how the WA Cares Fund can help.
Welcome back. California is taking some more steps to ban certain chemicals in food. Now, while this is sometimes being called a Skittles ban, that nickname isn't exactly accurate. So here's what's happening. Starting in 2027, you won't be allowed to sell food in California that includes brominated vegetable oil, potassium bromate, and propylparaben, and red dye number 3. While all 4 of these chemicals are already banned in the EU, and red dye number 3 has been illegal in makeup for decades, California is actually the first state to ban them in food because of concerns that they may cause health problems. We'll have a final look at your First Alert forecast when we come right back.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier. It's Monday Night Football on Apple Valley News Now as Green Bay battles Las Vegas, live from Allegiant Stadium on the Las Vegas Strip. The Packers and the Raiders, followed by a special primetime Apple Valley News Now. Watch tonight.
Join me Thursday at Twig's Bistro and Martini Bar for our Golden Bachelor watch party. Awesome food and drinks, great giveaways, and Tri-City's own Faith Martin competing for the Golden Bachelor.
From Twig's Bistro and Martini Bar, Active for Life, and Apple Valley News Now.
Not being able to see up close can be frustrating. Trying to view your mail, enjoy your favorite book, or even read a prescription bottle can be impossible. Introducing Eye Candy, the sweet new way to see everything bigger, brighter, and better than ever before. And now may be your last chance to get one before they're gone. Fun in design, Eye Candy is no toy. This lightweight, easy-to-hold magnifier utilizes an optical-grade lens that enlarges print by 300%. Yes, 300%.
Eye Candy is really a step above the rest. The magnification is fantastic.
Embedded in Eye Candy's frame are 12 anti-glare LED lights that dramatically help increase clarity. It's a flashlight and magnifier in one.
Even with my reading glasses, I'd still have a problem with the small print. With Eye Candy, everything is bright and clear.
Lightweight and portable, Eye Candy is ideal for extended periods of reading or when you're on the go.
I use Eye Candy when I go out to dinner. Reading the menu, so much easier, especially in the dim light.
Zooming in on your electronic devices only lets you see a small portion of your message or pictures. With Eye Candy, you can see it all.
I showed it to my husband and it strangely disappeared. I purchased 2 more. We keep one in the kitchen, one in the garage, and one in the car.
Read recipes, prescription bottles, or nutritional information, and never miss the fine print. Order now to get your Eye Candy for only $19.99. But wait, there's breaking news. Eye Candy may be discontinued. Due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, Eye Candy is shutting down and stopping manufacturing effective immediately. There's a strict limit of 3 Eye Candies per order while supplies last. You still have time to get your very own Eye Candy, but you must act fast. Once the current inventory is gone, it's gone forever. Order now.
Call 1-800-941-3546. That's 1-800-941-3546. Or visit tryeyecandy.com. So call 1-800-941-3546 now.
Thank you for getting groceries, Mika.
Of course. Happy to help. Will Medicare cover any of these bills?
I thought it would, but it doesn't.
We'll get through this. I will always be here for you.
I know. But what about you? I don't ever want you to be in this situation.
Don't worry, Dad. With WA Cares, I'm earning long-term care benefits with each paycheck. That money will be there when I need it.
Find out how the WA Cares Fund can help.
Well, check this out. A doctor in Virginia had a kind of unusual approach to treating a longtime patient. She'd had trouble with her lungs for several years, then showed up for an appointment feeling down after losing a pet. So the doctor prescribed something you won't find in a pharmacy.
I'd recommended that she proceed to get a new cat, and I actually wrote her a prescription to get a cat. Cats and dogs are important for patients, for comfort, for touch, for well-being of their cardiovascular health, lung health.
Oh, she makes me so happy. She makes me so happy. He was compassionate, he was caring, he went the extra mile for me, and I hope that everyone can have a doctor in their life just like Dr. Earl King.
She says she even named the cat Earlene after the doctor. Stacey, I love this. Like, sometimes you need the pill, and I'm absolutely on board with that, but sometimes you just need a cat.
That's right. Pet therapy, always good. All right, one final look at our weather. Again, the big changes are here. It was so beautiful over the weekend. Get ready for wet and windy the next couple of days in Yakima. Those temperatures still going to stay down low. Look at that. Overnight lows in the 30s for a couple of nights there in Yakima. Tri-Cities just slightly warmer, but on the cool side. Again, we get a little bit of a break in between systems Thursday, Friday, even part of Saturday, but more rain headed our way early part of next week. And in Walla Walla, it's going to be wet there, windy as well, and cool with those temperatures in the 50s and 60s and those overnight lows in the 40s. So big change.
That's a sudden chill.
Yes, it is.
Thanks, Stacey. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to turn over to football, and we will be back with more local news coming up after the game.